we initiate chaos. Theory guarantees that we'll play like lightning shots, sounding like thunder. For every time in the face that it hits us, we're faster. Well, they should know by now. They see the world keeps trying to shake us. It only wakes us. The pendulum swings. The pendulum swings. It's in a beautiful darkness. Only another. It's full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. All above the petty express. Misdirected from the start. It's a runaway train. I come a freight train. I come a freight train. In a beautiful darkness, the petty express. In a beautiful darkness.
Hey, you guys, it's Mo, and we are ready to get into witnesses on this, well, what in the Walmart Rapture trial. We've got, dating the father, marrying the son, decapitation, video footage, and awkward, smexy text messages to get into, as well as, just about all the evidence left behind. And a defense that is going to try to tell you that the husband did it. So we have got all of the shenanigans to get into. We did finish opening statements, and now we'll be in the state's case in chief. I am using a notebook, and I will be writing down notes. So let's get into this.
Sir. How you doing?
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Sir, could you please state your full name and then spell it for the record?
Full name is Marquis Cooper, Marque, last name Cooper, Cooper.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you employed?
By City of Henderson.
What's your position there?
I am a patrol officer
How long have you worked in that capacity?
for 8 years.
And what are some of the duties of a patrol officer? Could you inform the ladies and gentlemen of the jury that may not know?
Yeah, for patrol officers, typically responding for calls for service. It can be something as simple as a civil dispute or as a shooting. So just whatever calls for service that come through the computer.
And as a patrol officer, are there certain areas that you're assigned to?
Yes, so Henderson's separated by the North Division, West and East, was assigned to the North Division. And in those, also in those North, they're separated by what they call beats or areas, which is, they're numbered on ours. It's 1 through 7 for the North.
And you said which area command were you responsible for on around the time frame of August 7th, 2023?
That was the North Area Command.
What types of call for service would you go out to and respond to?
As far as on that day or just in general?
Just in general.
It could be a gamut of things. I mean, like I said, a complaint, a simple complaint of neighbor dispute to a shooting to petty larceny. We had them all there, so a lot of petty larceny and things of that nature. So it could be anything you can respond to.
Then turning your attention to August 7th of 2023, were you working as a patrol officer at that time?
Yes.
And which area command was that again?
The North Area Command.
North Area Command. Were you then dispatched to a call at 2698 Paladura Drive on that date?
Yes.
Around what time did that call come out?
Don't know the exact time, but I roughly think it was around 8:50-ish.
Fair to say around 8:40 in the morning.
Yes.
And what was the nature of the call as you understood it at that time?
At that time, what I had was the CAD notes from the computer, and it just said that a mother found her son, and she saw blood, and I think the other detail was he didn't have a face. That's what the call note stated.
And then after getting that information, did you then respond to that Paladura address?
Yes.
Did you respond with anyone?
Yes, there was another officer dispatched with me, and I also responded with the Henderson Fire Department.
Do you recall which officer was with you?
Officer Flores, and then more eventually showed up after.
Okay, but initially it's you and Officer Flores that respond to this Paladura address.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When you responded to the address, were you in a marked patrol vehicle?
Yes.
How is it that you responded to the scene? And specifically, what I'm wondering is, did you roll code?
Initially, I started code, but I was close by, and then I shut down just because I was close by, and it was more safety reasons.
Can you inform us what rolling code means?
That is lights and sirens.
Oh. Yeah, I assumed it meant something. I was like, rolling code. Are we going to talk about the Matrix now? Why couldn't you just have used lights and sirens? Although I will say, as a person who has absolutely no cool factor, rolling code sounds really, really cool. In fact, that's going to be the name of my album, should I ever make one.
How long did it ultimately take you to get to the scene once the call came out, would you say?
I don't know the exact
Was it
time.
hours, minutes?
No, a few minutes.
And when you did arrive to the scene, were you wearing what's called a body-worn camera?
Yes.
And was that recording when you did respond?
Yes.
Prior to today, did you review that body-worn camera footage?
Yes.
So I am going to pause it. Warning, we probably won't see anything graphic. They'll probably have done something to either blur or the camera will be told to move away. But this is the officer that responded to Jonathan, the decedent or the victim's house. He has a vest. I think he is on patrol after he's done testifying for court. He'll probably go back to actually walking around and doing his, well, the other part of his job. So we probably are getting ready to see body cam footage, but I'm guessing there will be measures in there to not let us see stuff.
Your Honor, permission to admit State's Exhibit 2 that I believe has been previously stipulated between the parties for its admission.
Absolutely, no objection.
Okay, states two will be amended?
Your Honor, permission to publish that exhibit?
Yes.
Court's having, technical issues. All is right
Sir,
with the
are you able to
world.
see that in front of you at that computer screen?
Yes.
Okay. And what does that appear to be?
You sorry? What'd you say?
In front of you, what does that appear to be on the computer screen?
My body cam footage.
Okay. And specifically looking at the top right-hand position, do we see a date there?
Yeah.
And what does that date say?
8721E3.
And would that be August 7th, 2023?
Yes.
And is there a timestamp at the start of this video?
Yes. 8:46 a.m.
And about 13 seconds?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and play the video from the beginning. And specifically fast forward to about the minute mark. Publishing at 53 seconds.
Recording.
And I'm gonna pause it there at 108. That siren we heard, is that your rolling code, as you would call it?
At this point, I was just trying to get around so I think there was some cars blocking. I was trying to get around to.
Understood. Playing again from 108.
TRS 52 visual. Good. I can't do one deliver from a paramedical call and it's the number on service, but I logged in the call. Okay, go for it. Sure, 52.
And I'm going to pause the video at 1 minute 36 seconds. So when you approach the scene, the 2698 Paladura Drive, are there already people at the residence?
Yes, the Henderson Fire Department, and there was somebody outside. I don't know who that was.
But it was a fire department response prior to your response?
Yes.
Okay. And is this you obviously walking towards the residence?
Yes.
Playing at 1 minute 36 seconds. And I just want to stop it here at 1:42. Is there anything unique about sort of the garage area that you saw when you were walking up to the residence?
That it was just slightly cracked.
Playing at 1:42. And I'm stopping here at 1:59. Did you hear something in the background when you arrived?
I mean, a dog barking.
Okay. Do you recall the dogs being in the house at the time?
I don't recall if they were in the house.
Playing at 1:59.
Okay. So let's lock this down then.
Stopping it at 2 minutes 19 seconds. Was that your voice there, sir?
Yes.
And what did you say in that video?
If it was missing head, let's lock it down.
Okay. And what does lock it down mean?
Meaning there's now a crime scene, so we kind of push everybody out and freeze that area, to limit access to the house essentially.
The initial response was not necessarily a response to a crime. Is that correct?
Not initially.
Yeah.
It was to see, essentially respond to what was being called into as someone that needed potential medical
Thank you
aid. Is
so
that
much,
right?
Snipe
Yes.
Hunter.
But once you saw this, you determined it appeared to be a crime scene and you locked it down.
Yes.
Playing again at 2:19.
What in the 101 Dalmatians?
And I'm going to stop right there at 2 minutes 32 seconds because I hear another term that we may not know. What does FI mean?
FI is a field interview, so essentially we'll gather information, name, date of birth, things of that nature. It's a field interview of people involved.
Okay, and that was because you had seen, I believe we saw earlier in the video, two individuals that appeared to have lived in the residence that you wanted to do an interview of. Is that right?
Yes.
Playing again at 2:32.
Sarge 142, are you around?
Stopping the video at 2 minutes 50 seconds. I hear you on your radio. What are you doing at that point?
At this point, I'm just making sure, due to the nature of the call, making sure the supervisor is on his way.
And who was your supervisor that you were reaching out to?
Sergeant Shields.
And is that typical protocol to reach out to a supervisor in
Yes.
this type of situation?
Yes.
Okay. And when you went into the room, what were your initial observations of what you saw? Clearly, you saw a deceased person. Is that right?
Yes.
Anything unique about the body?
I think initially, obviously, that it was decapitated, and there wasn't much blood initially that I figured it would be, and also there was like a strong, like chemical smell inside that room. Was the first initial things that were surprising to me.
Were you able to see what was used to cut off the head or kill the person?
No.
Playing at 2 minutes 50 seconds.
Copy. Hey, we're locking it down until we get here.
I don't think the air purifier is going to work.
When you get here, can you grab a crime scene log?
Is it odd that I'm like, that's a pretty shade of teal? Now, I don't understand why you would just do the border and ceiling, but it's a pretty shade of teal.
And stopping at 3 minutes, 8 seconds. What is a crime scene log?
Crime scene log is, once we determine it's a crime scene, it's pretty much a document to list out who enters or who exits that crime scene.
So in this video, you're essentially asking for one of those, is that right?
Yes.
Playing at 3:08. And I'm pausing at 3:11. Are those the two individuals that you saw in the home that appear to be residents?
Yes.
Were you able to, through your investigation, identify those two individuals?
Yes.
Okay. And was that Yoko Willette and Masao Yoshida?
Yes.
Playing at 3:11.
Anyone else? Anyone else?
You're not taking from
You two and son?
And I'm stopping there at 3:24. We hear in the video that it appears to be only those two individuals as well as the deceased that was in the home at that time. Is that right?
Yes.
Playing at 3:24.
Sheriff's Department looking for a crime scene log.
Stopping the video at 3:55. So essentially, after you are locking down the scene, calling your sergeant, and the investigation is underway, what do you do at this point?
At this point, we're just waiting for the sergeant to get here. We're eventually going to set up some crime scene tape and start that crime scene log.
Court's indulgence. Your Honor, the state will pass the witness. Quarles?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, defense.
Officer Cooper, you had said something on your direct. You had testified that obviously you see that this body is missing a head, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you had said that there was not as much blood as you thought there would be, correct?
Yes.
Based upon experience.
In this situation, no, just from being on different types of critical incidents.
You know, most of the decapitation cases I come on are a real shit show. This one was cleaned up great. I love he's like, is that from professional experience? Are you a, headologist? Giblets in heaven. This defense is going great. Defense, continue onward.
Fair to say that there wasn't as much blood there as you thought there would be. Perhaps that head was removed somewhere else, correct? Different spot.
One more time, sorry.
I said fair to say that based upon you not seeing as much blood as you thought there would be, reasonable assumption is maybe that body was decapitated somewhere else other than where you saw it laying in bed, correct?
I'm not sure if it was moved or what, just on my initial.
All I'm imagining is that this is going to make for one hell of a Face Off 2. Can you imagine Face Off 2, this trial, John Travolta and Nicolas Cage? So are you aware that, decapitation can be messy? Well, as an arts and crafts enthusiast, I'm more on the cross-stitch side. So I'm unaware of, the things involved. Ask Brian Walsh. He might be an expert.
Okay. You'd also testified that when you came into the residence, this smell hit you. I think your testimony was it was a strong smell, correct?
Yes.
Now, there were two other occupants at 849 when you arrived. It was Yoko and the couple that was
Yes.
standing there, correct?
Yes.
Was there ever an indication or a statement made to you by either one of them concerning the strong smell in the house?
No.
No. Thank you. No further questions.
No further questions from the state, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have any questions for this witness?
Okay. Seeing no response, sir, you're excused. Thank you very much for your testimony here today.
Thank you.
All right, now we get to go to day 2 because that is where they end day 1. Now, I do like that this is going to be a trial where we get jury questions, so we might get some interesting, questions from the jury that aren't what in the hell is this trial? How did we get here as a society? Why did we pick the wrong, choice in the Matrix? How did this... Okay, what in the...
Moving trailer except for that.
All right. Oh, well, still looking as 3 a.m. at Waffle House as ever. Okay, it looks like there's audio issues on this up until...
Trash can opened.
So let's see if we can...
Those trash cans.
Please be seated. Your Honor, the jury's all present and accounted for.
Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go back on the record and see. This is 7239 states Nevada versus Devin Michael. And the record reflects that Ms. Michaels is present with her attorneys and deputy district attorneys on behalf of the state. We both parties stipulate to the presence of our jury.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and then I'm just going to ask you to raise your right hand. We're going to re-swear you in because it's been overnight. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State, you may resume your questioning.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, yesterday we left off with a couple of questions about the backyard and that side gate, that wooden fence. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I'm going to show you now 163. Is this a view of the front of the house aiming at the trash cans and that side fence?
It is.
164, those trash cans were opened.
Yes.
165, another trash
she
can.
is very attractive.
166, trash can opened. 167, another trash can. Yes?
Yes.
168, that trash can opened.
Yes.
Correct?
Correct.
And search anything of evidentiary value found within those trash cans.
No.
168A? This is that other one. You get it, please. I believe by stipulation we move to admit 168A.
Correct.
168?
168A.
168A. Okay, 168A will be admitted, present stipulation.
And ma'am, I mentioned yesterday we appeared to be missing a photo. Does this appear to be a photo showing the backyard and showing that gate where the fence would be out front?
Where the wooden fence would be out front, yes.
Okay, so does this now tell us both sides of the entry to the side of the house are obstructed?
Yes.
Did you and your team also go out and execute warrants on the vehicles out front?
Yes.
169, ma'am, what are we looking at here?
That is a photograph of the victim's truck and trailer that was parked out front of the house.
Can you describe just for the record how it is parked?
It's parked, I'm sorry, I don't know directionality, but it's just parked along the street right in front of the
Okay,
house.
parked, I guess, wrong way on the street.
Correct.
And the trailer appears to be hanging out into the street a bit.
Yes.
170. Did it appear that the moving trailer portion was somewhat empty,
Yes.
other than a blanket or something?
Yes.
171, just another angle of that.
Correct.
172, documenting the license plate, if you could read that into the record.
399ZUK.
173, is this the bed of the truck?
Yes.
Obviously searched at some point.
Yes.
Anything of evidentiary value found within the trailer or the bed of the truck?
No.
The inside of the truck, was it also searched?
Yes, it was.
174, is that a side angle of the truck?
Yes.
A couple of American flags sticking out the back.
Yes.
Cool.
And then there's a bunch of photographs of different angles of the exterior of the truck. Is that fair?
Yes.
I'm not going to show them all to you, but you would agree with that?
Yes.
I'm going to show you one more, 180. Just a better angle showing the empty moving trailer, or moving trailer except for that blanket and a piece of wood or something.
Yes.
181. What are we looking at here?
That's the interior of the truck.
Front seat.
Yes.
182.
Hey, it's clean. It's better than my
Back
car.
seat.
Yes.
Anything of evidentiary value found within the truck?
No.
In addition to the truck, was there a little blue sedan parked out front?
Yes. A little Nissan Sentra.
And was that searched as well?
It was.
185, is that the Nissan?
Yes.
186, rear of the Nissan.
Yes.
Looks like a temporary tag,
Yes.
2010 date on it.
Yes.
Can you read the plate into the record?
Sure. 1E67224.
And that vehicle was searched as well?
It was.
So again, just with these couple of pictures and on the second witness, the state is kind of showing that they did a pretty good job investigating all possible sources of, evidentiary value. The defense's, one of the part of the defense's strategy is to point out that the investigation was lacking, that they refused to look at Deviere, that they went in with blinders on and they were out to malign the good name of this adult film star / woman who dated both a father and son, seemingly simultaneously or somewhat simultaneously. Look, I don't know. The timeline's all squanchedy.
88. Front seat.
Yes.
189. Back seat.
Yes.
190. Trunk.
Yes.
Appears that there's a bunch of random materials as though maybe someone was packed.
Yes, it was full.
Anything of evidentiary value found within the Nissan?
No.
And I'm assuming that when you're referring to evidentiary value, that would include anything related to blood.
Correct.
So let's go back inside the residence just briefly. I'm almost done with you.
Okay.
193, we showed this yesterday, but this particular dog door, did you say was it impounded under our vent number?
Yes, the cover was, yes.
And you mentioned some latent print processing. 194, what are we looking at here?
So that's the door that's leading from the laundry room to the garage, and that was also processed for latent fingerprints.
And 195, a closer view of that same area?
Yes.
You mentioned yesterday sometimes you'll process and use photography, other times you'll process and actually pull tape.
Correct.
Here it looks like you may have pulled tape.
We did.
And I want to ask you some general questions about fingerprints.
Sure.
Fingerprints are an artifact left behind when someone touches something, correct?
Correct.
And there's latent ridge detail that could be matched potentially to a known fingerprint, correct? Fingerprints don't tell you anything about timing.
No.
Right, that could have been left there a day ago, a month ago, a year ago.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult to establish a timeline for a fingerprint.
Okay, and if someone is a known occupant of a home, you would expect their fingerprints to be in their home.
Absolutely.
If someone had lived in that home previously, you would expect fingerprints to be in the home.
Absolutely.
If someone had been inside the home, one or two times, they may have left prints as well.
Absolutely.
You just never know, but
Yes.
you do it nonetheless.
Correct.
Then go back to the body a bit. And I'm going to put these cameras up on, these photos up on the screen for the cameras. 208. Is that John once the cover was removed from his body?
Yes.
There was a suggestion yesterday that maybe the decapitation occurred at a different location and his body was moved to this location. Is there anything about this body that suggests otherwise?
We did not feel that the decapitation occurred anywhere else. Based on his morbidity, when we removed those beheading and all those sheets, his lividity was consistent with that position. There was no mixed lividity or anything to suggest that he'd been in a different position.
Okay, the jury's hearing the term lividity for the first time.
Sure.
What do you mean by that?
So lividity occurs when your heart stops.
I love that because we watch trials all the time and might be like true crime fanatics. We're like, lividity, we know that. We're like the one kid like, pick me, teacher, pick me. I know the answer. We're like, we already know. We're the type A, you know, the suck up in the class, like we're the Hermione Granger. It's Wingardium Leviosa. It's lividity. It's morbidity. Ask us about rigor mortis.
The blood in your body would pull into the natural cavities of your body. So the lividity becomes fixed at a certain point.
Okay, Flojo, what are those nails? Those nails are terrifying. Look, I'm a girl. I suck at girl though, but look, I can barely walk upstairs without my arch nemesis gravity working together with my arch nemesis, my body, to make me fall down the stairs. So I can barely look. I would hurt myself. I would need to be red flagged from, I would poke an eye out. It would be like the Christmas story. Like, I want beautiful sharp nails. And they'll be like, you poke your eye out.
But you'll see dark discoloration that's consistent with the position of the body.
And so if a body lays, say, in this position on the belly for an extended period of time,
Right.
the blood essentially settles with gravity.
Correct.
And that at some point becomes fixed in the body, correct? Now, if a person is killed, and they sit there for a minute, an hour, and then are flipped onto their belly. They're on their back when they're killed or whatever.
Right.
Are there times in which the lividity will change a bit?
You'll see a variance in the lividity.
Okay. And in this particular case, anything suggesting that he was moved from this small position on the bed other than maybe flipped over?
No.
In addition to that.
So no proof of any shenanigans like Weekend at Bernie's or Weekend at Bernie's 2. I don't believe there was a third movie. If there was, someone tell me, because that's definitely going on my to-watch list.
We talked about how you believed it was a post-mortem decapitation.
That's correct.
As a result of that, you're not going to have spurting vessels or veins or arteries, correct?
Correct.
However, there is blood leaking from the
Right.
decapitation.
Right.
Did you see anywhere outside of this small area in the scene any evidence to suggest this body was dragged in, brought in, carried in, or anything like that?
No, nothing of the sort.
Showing you 212. Now that the cover is removed, can we see more of those what appeared to be chemical burns?
Yes.
Not feeling the need to publish this photo, but I'm going to just show you the old school way. 214 ultimately is the body removed from the scene, placed into a bag, and the custody taken over by the Clark County Coroner's Office.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I just remind you, you will have all of the photos that were admitted into evidence when you go back for your deliberations.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I will say, I do like that this judge and the state are trying to be as conscious of the fact that the jurors probably did not have this on their bingo card when they signed up to do their civic duty. And they've had, you know, a long time through pretrial and having all of the discovery to kind of get used to and desensitized to these images. It is nice that they are trying to keep some dignity for Jonathan, as well as probably the families that are in the audience, but also, you know, get the evidence in that the jury needs to make their choice. So I feel like they're doing a pretty good job of, you know, getting in what they need to get in, giving the jury all the evidence, but also, you know, not being overly sensational or overly showy.
Was the scene documented after John's body was moved?
Yes.
Showing you 220. Describe now what we're looking at.
So after the victim's body was removed from the scene, we proceeded to basically open up all the blankets and bedding that he had been wrapped in to see if we could find anything or anything of evidence, anything important in that bedding.
And so we can reorient, if the jury can't recall, is this the foot of the bed down in the lower left portion of the photo?
That pillow is the pillow that we discussed yesterday that was underneath the upper portion of his torso.
Okay. Well, another personal question. Have you ever received a massage?
Yes.
It's weird, but I have to ask it. So are there times in which a pillow is placed under a person's body when they're getting a massage?
Sure.
Okay. Down here, bottom left portion of the bed, when you first come upon the scene, that is bare, correct?
Right.
Just mattress,
Just
and then
mattress.
we saw the red staining in this area.
Correct.
When you fold the sheet back, is this red staining consistent with the location of that other red staining we saw on the mattress?
Yes.
Okay. So hypothetically, if someone were to want to roll this body over to do something to it, could the initial impact have occurred here and then the whole sheet been rolled over and with the body in it?
It's possible, yes.
.221, another angle just showing kind of now we're peeling the layers a bit or getting different angles of the layers.
Yes.
Like an onion?
222, is this the remnants of the pillow and the blanket that were underneath where John's head should have been?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Counsel, which exhibit is that? The number?
222.
Thank you.
Okay, that's not a small amount. The defense was making it sound like there was, a little dribble. Like, again, I always use it as an excuse because it always continues to bemuse me. But, after 30 years of trying to freaking learn how to shave my legs without giving myself Mortal Kombat injuries on my shin and knee, like I'm always shocked that apparently I have both every time I shave. This is not like, the little, remnant of blood that would be left every time I forget to, remember I have a shin bone. No, that's a hell of a lot. The defense was over here like, you know what? There was a scotch of blood. Like there was a little pinch here and there. No. I can definitely believe that a decapitation happened in this setting. Yes. I am confused how the sheet curtain / door was able to silence the use of a hacksaw or some kind of skill saw. But yeah, the defense was over here like there was a little bit of no, dude.
223, what is this?
That's a towel that was found towards the head of the bed.
Okay. And now it's just been laid out for documentation?
Correct, yes.
225. Are we now seeing the white comforter kind of spread out
Yes,
and a couple of blood spots in corresponding corners on the top?
yes.
I'm going to show one more graphic image just to talk about a point you made earlier. 229. Is this some of the lividity that you were talking about?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. And that's kind of blood settling when a body remains in a position post-mortem for an extended period of time?
Yes.
All right, I'm having a total squirrel moment. It was raining pretty hard last night, so I did not sleep as well as I could have. But is anyone noticing that the hand sanitizer is really opaque? Like someone put hand soap instead of hand sanitizer in the hand sanitizer bottle. I'm not saying that I might be an expert of this happening in my house when my boys are trying to help, but that's what it looks like. I love that I'm doing CSI on the cleaning products for the court, but I'm afraid my, ADHD tismy bit is like, someone messed up the hand sanitizer and or what the hell is in the hand sanitizer? Because it's supposed to be fairly clear.
One last question. Did you observe any bleeding injuries to the victim's hands anywhere?
No.
Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
Thank you.
Okay, defense, come on, you can do it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your number? How do I date you?
We'll just start with the last part of your testimony and address some of the testimony that you gave yesterday.
Okay.
You were asked a series of questions concerning lividity and when lividity sets in, correct? You'd agree with me that you don't have an opinion as to the time of death.
I would agree with you, yes.
So when you talk about lividity, you're kind of just guessing because obviously lividity sets in after someone dies, correct?
Correct.
And if you don't know when a person dies, you just kind of have to guess when the lividity. Obviously, it begins after the person dies, but we don't know when, correct?
There are several factors affecting lividity, yes.
And what time was it that these photographs that you've testified concerning? When were these photos taken?
We entered the scene, I would say somewhere between noon and 5 o'clock.
So we're talking about a 5-year period, and you're giving us opinions concerning lividity. And that's just the 5 hours that you were there, correct?
Correct.
You gave an opinion concerning it appears the body had not been moved.
Okay, you guys, I am moving me because you have got to see this attempt at like method acting Sherlock effing Holmes thing that this man is doing right now. I mean, look, I am all for the campy excuse me, the campy method acting. Like, don't get me wrong. If I were to act, I would queen out. In the words of Freddie Mercury, I would be a tot, darling. So I get it, but this like Daryl Brooks-esque, like, so you're trying to opine after 5 years. So we're going to go back just a little bit because this method acting is just great. And I was covering it up. So be ready for your close-up defense.
Correct?
Correct.
You gave an opinion concerning it appears the body had not been moved, presumably from the time of death that you don't know, correct?
Well, I don't know the time of death, no.
No, and that's my point. Yet you're giving an opinion concerning the lividity, correct?
All I can base my opinion on is what I observed during the time that I was there.
Correct. That's somewhere during that 5-hour period, correct?
Based on my knowledge of lividity and based on what I observed while I was there, that's what I'm basing my opinion on.
Let's talk about lividity. When does lividity begin to occur?
I'm not a medical examiner, but I'm not comfortable answering exactly when it sets in.
Ma'am, you do have a pass to say, listen, you douche canoe. I'm not an expertologist in this. I'm an expertologist in crime sceneology, not in, medical crime sceneology. You can see she wants to cut him. Sir, she's the type that'll go Lorena Bobbitt allegedly in Minecraft. She will smile and shank you at the same time, allegedly. Look, them are some beautifully matching eyebrows. I would be terrified right now, sir.
Thank you, and you're making my point. So it's pretty tough to say that this body stayed in that same place based upon the lividity and based upon my observation of it, correct?
What I'm saying is that based on my observations of the validity, there didn't appear to be any variance other than the position that he was currently in.
Fair to say the body dies and it moves 2 or 3 times in a 1 hour period, you can't give an opinion concerning the lividity and when it's set in and if the body was moved or not, correct?
I'm not a medical examiner, and like I said, there are several factors that affect lividity, including the...
It's fair to say that you have not seen, in fact, Weekend with Bernie. Are you aware that during the entire movie, and in fact, the first and second Weekend at Bernie, Bernie is in fact deceased. And the main characters go through, a series of hijinks, if you will. Is it fair to say, with this dead body? And are you aware that you couldn't tell us if there was some Weekend at Bernie's shenanigans with Jonathan's body? Where are we going with? Okay, fine.
The body itself, temperature, things like that. So again, I'm not comfortable answering those questions.
So fair to say, let's just not get a point where, well, the body wasn't moved because of lividity. That's a fairly unfair assumption, an unfair testimony, unfair conclusion to reach, correct?
No, I would not say it's unfair.
I see. We don't know when the body died, correct?
Correct.
We don't know what time lividity may have set in, correct?
Correct.
But nonetheless, you're just going to testify and say the body wasn't moved.
Lividity evolves. Lividity evolves, and at a certain point, it becomes fixed. And again, there's a lot of factors involved. So again, all I'm basing my testimony on is what I observed while I was there.
Okay. During the 5-hour period, correct?
We were there longer than 5 hours.
Yesterday, you had given testimony that based upon what you saw and the evidence you collected, you had an opinion that it was there on the bed. This gentleman died, correct?
Correct.
You testified that there wasn't any signs of struggle.
Correct.
Fair to say there could have been a struggle somewhere else and the body wound up on the bed. You can't give an opinion, correct?
No, I can't.
Again, inherent in the statement, there did not appear to be a struggle. Is that word appear? And not to be a grammarologist, but more to be a sort of contextologist, because fuck grammar, I can't remember all the rules, but I really do have sort of a tismy thing with context and vocabulary. So let me break it down for you, home slice. See, when she said it didn't appear that there was a struggle, it meant she is presupposing there might have been a struggle, but there was not evidence that she was observing of it. So in that statement, there doesn't appear to have been a struggle. She does withhold or hold out that opinion that there could have been a struggle somewhere else. Sir, I think we have identified why you're still single.
You testified yesterday that we, and presumably that's you and other crime scene analysts, or who else? You said we a number of times, like we hypothesized.
Oh, for fuck's sake, are we really going after the royal we? Look, it is I have not had enough sleep for him to get pedantic and sassy, like one of the divas on Project Runway when Tim says, make it work, and they're like 2 seconds away from the runway and they've forgotten how to sew. We means that she didn't just collaborate. Had she said, I decided to look at the, scene and I decided to do this particular evidence and not that, you would say, well, who gave you the right? So again, Mr. Pedantic, inherent in the use of the word we is a collectivization that you would ask about and be very upset if she just, as a crime scene analyst, decided to, pick whatever evidence she, felt like that day.
That about him, the body being rolled. Who was we?
Members of my team, members of detectives who were also there, who did a lot of discussing as a group, as a team.
And when you talk about hypothesizing, is it kind of like in a scientific sense where you reach a hypothesis and then test it?
We don't, that's something that we can't really test, but based on our observations and evidence at the scene.
Someone put out the blue paint, bat signal. Where is Judson Welcher and all the blue paint? We can, in fact, test this. Judson, we're going to need you to go to Lowe's. We're going to need you to get more blue paint. You can pick whichever blue you want, but we have some sciencing to do.
We potentially come up with theories on how bloodstain patterns could have occurred. That's very common.
Okay. But then again, too, we don't know the time of death,
No.
based upon your testimony,
No,
do we?
We don't.
You had testified, again, about this assumption that the person died at that bed and then was beheaded. Fair to say that that was in large part because you saw some blood going down the side of the bed and puddling on the floor?
There was
Some blood? That's like calling Jonestown a little party that went a bit sideways. That's like saying, it put a damper on, Ghanaian travel for a while. It's like saying, the Hindenburg had a little problem with flammability. Is it possible? We need a DNA test. Someone order a 23andMe. Is this man related to Tipton from the Brian Walsh case? Is this his illegitimate son? And somehow through genetics and terrible arguments, we have figured out the case. Like we now know where his long lost child is.
obviously bloodletting there that had occurred, but I don't know that that's the sole reason that I made that statement.
Okay. Well, we don't have the time of death. You testified that you observed that the head was severed, but you didn't make any observations of the injury, correct?
Can you rephrase that?
Yes, you testified yesterday that the head was severed, but your testimony was that you didn't make any observations as to the wound, correct?
No. As far as, like, what are you, specifically, what are you asking about the wound?
Well, that's what I'm trying to clarify about your
Okay.
testimony and your hypotheses and your conclusions. You testified yesterday that you did not observe or analyze the wound, correct?
Well, I observed it up close, but I didn't make any determinations as far as what.
Now, I do notice defense attorneys doing this a lot, and again, it's kind of one of those sleight of hand things, because as a jury member, typically you are not the type of person that has been waiting for jury duty your entire life. Like, put me in, coach. Like, I'm always there for Air Bud, the jury duty, edition. Like, there's no rule book saying Mo can't be a juror on every trial and make funny notes and keep them. Y'all, I would do jury duty every day if they let me keep my notes. Except for kid trials, no. But I would do like every trial if they let me keep my notes and publish them and do a stream. Talk to me, courts. I am willing to hire out. But the defense attorneys, they kind of do this sleight of hand thing where they specifically ask witness things that aren't in their wheelhouse. So with this witness, he knows and she knows that she can't really say anything about, what the wound looked like, or, if it looked like there had been a power tool used or, just a regular tool used, because that's not her area of expertise. But the way defense attorneys will question, it does make it look like the investigation wasn't thorough. Now, I do like the state attorneys that come in and clean it up, because they generally do a good job of explaining your job in this case was to do this. were you supposed to look at this? And generally they'll clean it up. But it is something that we noticed a lot in the Brian Walsh case. And it does seem to be a trend that continues, which again is why I ask about the paternity of this man. Is he related to, Attorney Tipton from the Brian Walsh case?
Could have caused that, or what implementations that caused the decapitation. I didn't make any of those specific assumptions.
But nonetheless, you gave an opinion that the head was severed there, correct?
Yes, that's what I believe, yes.
Are you aware of how the head was severed?
No, I'm not.
What instrumentalities may or may not have been used in severing the head?
I have read the anthropologist report at this point, but at the time, no.
Okay.
I didn't make any assumptions at the time, no.
But you were reaching these hypotheses prior to reviewing the anthropologist report.
Not a hypothesis about...
Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb and say one of the few times that, you can go ahead and assume and it doesn't make an ass out of you and me is when you walk in upon a scene and there's a dead body with no head. You can assume without making an ass out of yourself and me that he was decapitated at some point. I think that, that is not an assumption that an unreasonable person would make. I don't think you need to be Sherlock Holmes to get the full picture of what's going on. Jesus wept.
What instruments were used to cause the decapitation?
Well, you're talking about the death occurred here, but you're not really clear on how the death occurred, correct? Or at least how the decapitation occurred, fair to say?
How the decapitation occurred, no.
You're aware, and since you've addressed it, hand-powered knife and mechanically powered saw, correct?
Correct.
You gave testimony concerning cast-off, blood, things like that, correct?
Correct.
And it was your testimony that you didn't see any evidence of cast-off, correct?
I did not.
You didn't see any evidence of cast-off on the walls, correct?
Correct.
You didn't see any evidence of cast-off on the headboard.
Correct.
You didn't see evidence of cast-off on the mattress, did you?
No.
You gave some opinions concerning blood spurting when a person's alive, correct?
Correct.
Fair to say that a mechanically powered saw would, the kinetic energy would cause cast-off?
Well, it's difficult to say, and my only experience with hand-powered tools post-mortem involved being present for multiple autopsies at the coroner's office, where they used power tools to cut up an individual's head or do Y incisions, and no, I don't see any blood spatter associated when they do that.
Morgue, the bodies have been refrigerated, correct?
For a period of time, I guess.
Yes, oftentimes.
Depending on when the bodies come into the coroner's office.
Wait, are we having an argument between freezing your possible leftovers like Jeffrey Dahmer style or having a fresh human body with which to play? Where in the Dexter are we going with this? Are you aware that they are refrigerated? No, it doesn't really matter the refrigeration. It's this thing that we call a heart that's not pumping, going gadunk, gadunk. See, because the blood then starts to settle and coagulate. That's what does cause the lividity that you don't think that she's qualified to opine about. But sure, let's keep bringing into grave and increasingly graphic detail that the victim was decapitated. I mean, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's go.
Office?
Correct. They're generally cold, aren't they? They've been sitting there for a while. They're put on ice.
I don't work down there, so I can't.
Well, ma'am, you just gave an opinion about cast-off. Just gave an opinion, ma'am, about cast-off electric tools. That's a different set of circumstances than those circumstances that you saw in the photographs that you've been shown, correct?
Well, you asked that if a high-powered tool was used, if I would expect to see cast-off. And I'm not going to say no, but what I'm going to say is based on my experience with powered tools cutting into bodies, I have not seen cast-off or spatter.
And we were addressing your narrow experience in the coroner's office, correct?
I mean, explain narrow.
We're not talking about crime
I
scenes,
don't
are we?
work down there, but I've been present for
Okay.
countless autopsies.
This man definitely thinks he is this is his life. He is Spartacus. Share this, because this is where this man thinks he is right now. Let me move me again, though. But here we are. Let's move to the most famous part. Where is it? So I can get as less copyright. Oh no, someone asked him about therapy and mental health. Don't get glib with me.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red? You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think
You
I'm
want
entitled.
answers?
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
This man practiced this. He was like watching this the night before. He was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make you proud, Tom Cruise. And he's like, I'm gonna go ham on this heifer. And it's all of this 93-pound woman with beautiful makeup.
Autopsies.
You've never seen a dismemberment of a body, head, arm at a crime scene, have you?
I've seen limbs come off before, but I've never been present for that.
Point I'm making, cast off, things like that.
Correct.
Fair to say?
I've never been present for a dismemberment scene.
Is it true that even though you call yourself an expert, you have never been present during an Aztec sacrifice? Then how do you feel like you can opine? What in the name of God's and Rosemary's Baby are these questions?
You had given opinions and all. Are these all the exhibits right here?
The ones I used were read.
Today, these were yesterday's? Okay. All of them.
What in the double-breasted douchebag is this man? Like, he has... Sir, just because you have a waistcoat on, just because you have a vest on, as my UK, viewers would say, doesn't mean you get to be a double-barreled douchebag. You do understand that. You know, you can be a snazzy dresser and not a cunt. It is possible. Not likely, not probable, but it is possible. Have a wonderful lunchtime,
Let's
Wolfram.
take a look
Thanks
at
for
states.
hanging out.
Exhibit 87. Body
Oh,
on
the
bed.
face all of his dates make.
You recall your testimony concerning blood here, blood over here?
Yes,
Appears to be two different spots, correct?
correct.
You testified that you observed the blood, but you'd agree with me that you can't quantify the amount of blood there.
No,
Are you aware of how much blood is contained within the human body?
not exactly, and it depends on the body.
Larger, more blood, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
You aware of the body that you took photos of, the measurements?
Like how big he was?
Yeah.
We don't do that specifically. The coroner's office would take a weight and height.
Didn't look at a driver's license?
There was no driver's license at the scene.
If I told you that person was 6'4", any reason to disagree with me?
No,
Fairly large body?
sure.
That brings another point. Yesterday you had testified that
Oh, screw you sideways, sir. You're a lawyer. You know you can't math to save your damn life. Like, this woman's going to be able to pull up the Fermat, equation of blood volumology. Deuces, lawyer, because we both know, you and I both know, you picked law because you couldn't be an engineer, because math is bad. So let's okay, Chuckles, let's move on.
you could have moved the body over, correct?
I could have rolled a body.
Have you done that before?
Rolled a body in a bed?
A dead body?
not a dead body, but actually, I have moved bodies, like assisted with the coroner's office when they needed help, so yes.
More than one person because they needed help, correct? It's hard to move a dead body, isn't it?
It's difficult, but it's not impossible for me.
I see. Bigger the body, the harder it is, correct?
Correct.
And this was a big body.
Why am I picturing the climb every mountain speech at Sound of Music? Like, well, moving a body might be hard, but climb every mountain, move every corpse, you know, follow every Dexter season till you find your morgue. I mean, this is what goes on in my brain, you guys. This is what Mr. Mo deals with on a 24/7 basis. Sound of Murder, the musical, will be coming soon to an Andrew Lloyd Team U theater near you.
Wasn't it?
Sure. I mean, I would say he's average male size,
6'4" is an average male size.
in my opinion.
That's who she dates, sir. I'm sorry, Short King. I understand where the hostility is coming from now. It's not your fault that she swiped whichever way says no on Tinder. But this Short King is angry. She saw his profile. It said 5'8", and she said, I don't know, everyone I date is 6'4".
Okay. You don't know the weight, do you?
No, I don't.
You are familiar with the term dead weight. Oftentimes people refer to that in a social sense, but I mean the scientific sense, dead weight.
Sure.
So did your mom. But, you know, I'm not going to talk about it, my family reunion and trauma too. Where the hell are we going with this? Again, if you're going to be a snarky bitch, you better be better than me. Otherwise, I will roast the hell out of you for not even, you know, if you're going to be snarky, if you're going to be snotty, if you're going to be an asshole, at least be funny. You are not even clever with it. These are just aggressively unintelligent and stupid questions.
Body doesn't maintain its center of gravity. It gets real hard to move,
Sure,
correct?
absolutely.
It's like trying to move a big wet bag of cement. It's hard.
Sure.
It looks, at least, on this photo at least, that we had two spots perhaps where the body was.
Sure. That, or it could have been something that had blood on it that was placed there.
Okay. We don't know. That's a guess, correct?
Yeah.
So let's not guess. Let's not guess, okay?
Oh no. Sir, I don't know if you have seen this face before. I'm guessing with your bitchy attitude, the last time you saw a vagina, it was your mother's. But I would like to point out what I like to call the pre-snapped episode warning signs. Notice how her eyes are now laser focused on the object of her contempt. The face has gone from, I'm indulging your idiocy, to, oh, you would like to test the last bit of Jesus in me. It could be that this man doesn't realize he is playing what he is playing with, but ever notice on body cam footage videos how the 94-pound chick ends up taking like 7 deputies to get under control? Do not piss her off. She's going to go tiger mom on you. He is going to end up not only in traction, but doing trigonometry.
The covers, and there's other covers, but just for the sake of testimony, did you recover those?
No.
You didn't impound those?
We did not recover any of that, no.
You didn't photograph it?
We photographed the bedding.
The sheet, I'm sorry, the blue bedding?
We photographed, everything was laid out and photographed.
In the interest of time.
Oh no.
Yeah, 10 minutes. Is it missed? Yeah. This is slanted. I brought these things. Thanks, Mike.
Sir, were you aware you were going to be in court today? Like, hey, do you happen to have any evidence? The dog ate my homework. Like, could I take a couple of your evidence? I'll pay you Wednesday. What the hell is going on?
So there was no analysis performed upon the bed cover?
No. Analysis of what kind?
Cuts.
We did visual observations, but we did not observe any cuts on the bedding or the bed.
Did you take any close-up photographs of the members of the, future members of the jury, law enforcement, defense attorneys? No?
We did overall photos, and if there have been any defects observed, we would have documented those.
No close-ups?
Close-ups of what?
The bedding, where the body's found.
We laid out the bedding, but like a close-up would be something of a specific area or a defect or something like that, so.
I mean, you're giving testimony about a head that you don't know how was cut off, and that somehow that happened there, correct?
Correct.
And you didn't keep the bedding, correct?
We didn't feel like the bedding had any evidentiary value to it.
I may approach the witness. Obviously, you've gone through these crime scene photos. If you could, please.
Well, yeah, Anders, that's the problem. I get where he's going with it, but the fact that a twice college dropout who refuses to, admit her natural hair color, even though it's popping out now. Also, in terrifying news, I found a gray hair. I'm blaming youngest, most feral. I am blaming him, but yeah, my blonde's starting to show through. That's why I'm wearing a hat right now. The problem is that we've seen good defense attorneys do a good job. I rarely say this, but Darrell Brooks might have been a more effective attorney at this point. He might have pissed off the jury less than this man is right now, just with how condescending and snarky. That's the thing, that I appreciate condescending and snark as well as the next person. What I don't appreciate is when it's used with a person who is being absolutely professional. It's okay to bring that out, I think, in court. I think it's okay to match energies, but it's like defense attorneys sometimes don't think, hey, maybe I should just match energies. Maybe I should just attack, the investigation instead of, attempting to make this woman look like, she was the person that stared directly into the solar eclipse.
What's the photograph that you took?
The photograph of what?
Of the bedding that we're discussing. The blue bedding, specifically.
Yes, she does. And the other trick that the defense attorney is probably using is that she was there to, again, document the crime scene, not to bag and tag evidence. That might have been a detective or someone else.
State's Exhibit 220. It's one of the photographs that you just pulled out, correct?
Yes, correct.
Photograph 221, correct?
Correct.
Photograph 222,
Correct.
photograph 223,
Correct.
photograph 224.
Correct.
No close-ups, correct?
Again, like close-ups of
Fibers, I mean, to say cuts. I mean, obviously, we now learned that a power saw was
Correct.
used, correct?
Correct.
No close-ups of
And again, we visually observed every item on that bed.
With a magnifying
Every piece
glass?
of bedding, the towels, everything, the pillows, everything that was on that bed, and we didn't observe cuts or defects on any of those items.
So you got a head that's cut off with a saw, and it didn't leave any marks. Power saw. Fair to say?
We did not observe any defects.
Are we doing charades of decapitation? What in the... Okay, Calculon and Troy McClure, I get that you wanted to be a theater kid real bad. Holy shit, what was this trial? What in the Quaaludes was this trial?
It's your opinion that's where the head was cut off.
Correct.
226. Same thing, correct? No defects.
Correct.
In fact, in these photos, we don't see any kind of cast off, even minor cast off, correct?
No. Not on the bedding, no.
Not on the bedding, and that's where the bed was found, or that's where the body was found, correct? That pillow underneath. You'd given some testimony about getting massages, correct?
About getting massages? Sure.
Yeah, getting correct?
Yes,
Head usually goes on the pillow, correct?
I guess.
Fair to say, I mean, in your experience, since you gave an opinion concerning that when you're getting massages.
Again, I'm sorry that she didn't accept your invitation to go to prom. Let it go. It was 20 years ago. Yes, she was more attractive than you. Yes, she only dates basketball players. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Good God.
Your head's on the pillow, correct?
Well, I mean, most massages, there's really not a pillow. You put your head in a headrest.
Well,
on a
you
massage
talked,
table.
and that's the point I'm making. You gave an opinion about a pillow and a massage just a few minutes ago, correct?
Correct.
All right. You would testify that there is a bathroom downstairs.
Yes.
Closest bathroom to the body, correct?
Correct.
Did you take any photographs of the inside of that bathroom?
Yes.
Did you take photographs of the inside of the shower?
Yes.
No. That's the one right, Patty.
I think he's trying to show that they did an incredibly sloppy investigation. But again, and we saw during the, Brian Walsh case, there are ways that you can go ahead and ask, okay, did you check this? Did you check that? You don't have to be a jerk face. And you do need to, I think, as an attorney, and I've noticed this with both the state and the defense, so it really is a both sides. You need to be able to read the witness well enough to know when they are not going to get off this hill. You can ask the same question 50 different ways, but this person is not going to change their opinion. And when to kind of let that horse go.
That bathroom downstairs we're taking.
I don't recall an exact number.
You arrive on August 7th, 2023, correct?
Correct.
You've given testimony concerning things that you documented that you felt were of evidentiary value, correct?
Correct.
Fair to say that you go in, you're taking photographs, but you're not perhaps aware of all the facts and circumstances that may have given rise to the murder charge or the death, correct?
Correct.
So you kind of go in there, you do the best you can, but you may not have all of the evidence or all the necessary facts to make appropriate decisions as to what is of evidentiary value.
We do the best we can with the knowledge that we have at the time, yes.
Yesterday, you gave an opinion concerning a ring, correct?
Not an opinion, I was asked if we located a ring in a trash can, and I said no.
Okay. You didn't inventory what you found and what you didn't find, correct?
In the trash cans?
Yes.
We photoed like the interior of those trash cans, but we didn't write down everything that was located in those trash cans.
And that's been provided? We have all the photographs of all these trash cans and their contents?
Okay, sir, I don't know if you're aware of this, and again, far be it from me, your okayest life guru, your impeccable, debt-free, twice college dropout, to remind you of your job. But there's this thing called discovery, and the state is bound by our laws of jurisprudence to give it to you. And then you as a defense attorney, see, this is kind of how this goes. You look at all that discovery and you can see, if you're smart, usually what the state might use as evidence against your client. And you look at these pictures too, and then you figure out your own thing. This is not a job in which you can kind of show up and like wing it.
I have the photos that I reviewed that I was presented with when I got here.
You were asked several questions on direct. Did you photograph everything of evidentiary value, correct?
Yes.
You'd agree with me that when you were there and your team and you're taking photographs, a ring was of no evidentiary value, correct?
If we had found a ring in a trash can, we would have specifically photoed that. That's atypical.
In what sense?
Well, most trash can items would be trash. Like you can see in one of the photos, there's empty water bottles, your typical trash items. I think a piece of jewelry.
Yes. So, okay, I'm going to make myself big. I'm going to take Sarah off just for a second. But yeah, now I am actually having this problem. So in true Mo's luck, I had finally bit the bullet early this past year. So in January, February, I'd gotten my ring sized up. And now, because my limbs can swell with CRPS, so it was getting tight. But now, even when my hands swell, it's still too loose. So yes, if I found a ring like this in the trash can at a crime scene, I would take a picture of it. Even if I found, because I have a lot of, kind of costumey jewelry. If I found a ring, I would photograph it. So I think she's correct. Again, even if I didn't know what went on or what caused said decapitation, if I found jewelry in the trash can as a crime scene, person, yes, it's not typical. Like if I find a retainer in the trash can, I'm going to assume that we're not throwing away the retainer. It was an accident.
And would be atypical. We would have documented that.
But that's assuming that it's a piece of jewelry. It's made out of a fine metal, correct?
Again, yeah, I think anything in a jewelry box or ring, something like that, I'm sure we would have documented.
How about a rubber ring? Don't have an opinion, correct?
We didn't locate a rubber ring.
Would you have photographed it?
I'm sure we would have photoed the contents just like we did on the other trash cans that there are photographs of. We photographed the contents inside the trash can.
Exhibit number 68, trash can. It's your testimony that you photographed the contents of exhibit 68.
Can you refresh my memory on what exhibit 68 is?
There's a trash can that you gave testimony. Actually, it wasn't. You just...
Dude, just show her the picture for flipping flapjack's sake.
How many trash cans were in the residence?
There were 2 in the kitchen that we observed.
Okay. Anywhere else? Downstairs?
I'm sure there were, but I didn't make a note of how many trash cans were in the house.
So we have to rely upon the photographs, correct?
Correct.
blood that was, the drop, there was cone number 1. Do you recall the testimony concerning that?
Well, there was marker A and there was marker B.
The first one, that blood drop?
On the driveway? Or
Correct, on the driveway.
Okay.
Was that collected for further analysis?
Yes, we collected a sample of that.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Can you read the rest of it?
First, I'd move the admission of 168A. Looks like no one's able to find it, but your exceptional clerk tells me that it is the shower photo?
168A has been admitted.
Oh, okay.
So it's been admitted.
Just can't find it. All right. All right. Start from the beginning, ma'am. I won't be too long, but I got to go back to a couple. So you're a professional crime scene investigator.
Correct.
I'm not, right?
Correct.
He's not, right?
Correct.
You made some deductions based upon what you observed at the scene.
Correct.
Correct. You're not making deductions based upon speculation of other pieces of evidence that may have been found at other scenes or anything like that.
No.
You're just observing what you're observing, coupled with your experience, and you're making some deductions.
Correct.
One of the things that was brought up was time of death. You would agree with me that it's very difficult to determine a time of death unless someone is killed on camera or something.
I would say so, yes, and that's outside of our wheelhouse.
Yeah, that's not your world.
Correct.
And if there's a medical examiner that may testify later, she might be able to speak better to the timing of death.
Absolutely.
Okay. Understanding you can't really gauge time of death, there are ways to narrow down time of death in the real world, right?
Right.
Like if someone's alive and smiling on a video, you know they're not dead at that point.
Absolutely.
If a mom sees somebody downstairs or hears somebody or whatever, they're not dead at that point, presumably.
Right.
Okay, so there are ways to narrow it that may not deal with your world of just looking at the crime scene.
Yes.
Okay. There was a line of questioning about how the murder occurred, cast off, and this mechanically powered saw and all this stuff. So I want to clarify.
Okay, I can't pay attention because I can't figure out if this nest of hair was intentional, like a braid, like she's trying to be Elsa from Frozen, or this is just how her hair matted that day, today. Because it could go either way. Look, I suck at braiding. I am terrible at it, so that's kind of what my hair looks like when I attempt to do that cool side braid when my hair was long enough. But yeah, I have hair questions.
Try something. I would hope you've never been present for a live person being dismembered.
No, I have not.
You have been present during autopsies.
Yes.
And autopsies are clearly post-mortem.
Correct.
And you deduced from this scene that this was a post-mortem decapitation.
Yes.
Okay. And so in the autopsy setting, if the coroner, I don't want to get too graphic, but I mean, they use some heavy-duty tools sometimes.
Yes.
And when they're using mechanical or mechanized saws, you're not seeing blood spray,
No.
spatter, or anything like that.
No.
Okay. So that's the decapitation portion.
Right.
Talking about the actual fatal blow or blows.
Okay.
Did you see anything in the scene that suggested a gun was used?
No.
Did you see anything in the scene that suggested an item was used multiple times?
No.
What would you expect to see in a scene if a head blow is done multiple times?
That's where you would see various types of bloodstain pattern.
Okay, and that would be cast off or spatter or
You
whatever.
would see multiple impact patterns, impact bloodstain patterns.
Would you expect to see cast off if there is a single blow?
No.
There was a discussion about John's size, and I don't want to get too morbid, but you can't estimate his height when he's missing his head.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And so you're just deducing based on what you saw of this headless body that you, a person of your size, could flip that person over a couple feet or whatever.
Correct.
Okay. There was a lot of discussion about defects in the bedding. I want to clarify here. So when you have a large item like a comforter, you're taking, you and your team are taking overall documentary photos.
Right.
If you see a defect, especially on a scene where somebody's missing a head, you're going to zoom in and focus on that.
Right.
So what your normal process is, you're observing it, you're looking for defects, you don't find them.
Right.
if you did find one, that would be like a zoomed in photo, maybe an evidence marker or something like that.
Yes, we would put something indicating that defect and take close-up photos of it.
Now, you weren't there, you don't know what happened when he died, right?
No.
There was evidence that the person who did it cleaned up the scene because there's a big glaring thing missing from the scene, right? Actually, a few glaring things.
Right.
Weapons and head.
Correct.
No telling whether the person who did the cleanup job ditched another piece of bedding that maybe was covering his head when the decapitation, anything like that.
It's possible, yes.
Yeah, you just don't know.
Correct.
You mentioned that there was no ID found
No.
because Mr. Draskowitz asked you about his height and weight and look at his driver's license. You said no.
No.
And that reminded me, I don't know if I asked you. Did you find any car keys in the victim's room?
No.
Any wallet?
No.
And you said already no ID?
No.
Any cell phone?
No.
And then that last line of questioning about the trash cans. All the photos we've seen so far, those are overalls documenting the scene, correct?
Correct.
Then anything that was of evidentiary value, you get closer photos and you take also photos of anything you're taking from the scene or impounding.
Correct.
Correct. Fair to say that you and your entire team were fervently looking for the head.
Yes.
Well, what were you thinking as you're going through the scene when you're opening boxes and?
We were opening every bin, drawer, cabinet with a great deal of trepidation that we would find a head somewhere.
Okay. And so when I showed you earlier, I'm not going to pull the photos, but when I showed you the bedroom earlier, downstairs bedroom, there's a couple containers and stuff.
Yes.
All of that is thoroughly searched.
Extensively searched.
Because there's glaring things missing from your scene.
Correct.
Okay.
Ooh, I love court ASMR.
All right, thank you, ma'am. We'll pass it.
Any follow-up, Mr. Esther?
Yes, thank you. Based
Oh,
upon
for
those
God's
questions,
sake.
primary focus, you're looking for a head.
Recross.
Weapons, correct?
Correct.
If there'd been any defects to the bedding, to the sheet, to the mattress, to the pillow, you would have photographed it.
We would have photographed it and we probably would have taken it.
Thank you. No further questions.
Any follow-up?
No, Your Honor.
Do the ladies and gentlemen of the jury have any questions for this witness? Okay, seeing no response, ma'am, you are excused. Thank you very much for your testimony here today. Statement for your next witness?
And
Nicholas Pappas.
that's what I do like about the state. He was able to clean up, the defense trying to make it look like she was wandering around the crime scene like Mr. Magoo, So I do like the way that the state kind of came up and said, okay, so this is what you do. This is your job. This is how you do it. This is standard operating procedure.
Yeah, he just has the writings. Are you? He's. I don't want to mix these all up. So if you want to use this powder, this is the one. This is just the first part of this one. That he gave to me. Okay. So this is starts at 88, I believe.
Please state your full name and then spell it for the record. My name is Nicholas Pappas, N-I-C-K, O-L-A-S. Last name Pappas, P-A-P-A-C-S.
Sir, what do you do for a living?
I'm a detective with the Henderson Police Department.
In which unit are you currently assigned?
I'm currently assigned to the Crimes Against Persons Unit, also known as our Robbery Homicide Unit.
How long have you been with that unit?
A little over 2 years with this specific unit.
How long have you been with Henderson PD in total?
A little over 20 years.
I want to bring your attention back to August 7th of 2023. On that date, were you called to a homicide scene?
I was.
Were you called while on duty?
I was actually off duty that day.
Why were you called in off duty?
Generally, given the size of our unit, anytime that we have an incident such as that, they need additional resources, so the people typically off-duty will also get called.
Okay, and
Okay, as a person who is slowly but surely learning this girl thing, has this man contoured his cheekbones? I'm just saying he did if he did a pretty good job.
so on this particular day, you're off, you get called in, and around what time do you respond to the scene, if you
I believe
remember?
I was
And thank you, Squad Bob, for gifting a membership, and that went to Miss Erica S. Welcome to the Church of Mo. We have dark chocolate sarcasm and weird AF trials. So it is a, well, trifecta of weird, but we do have chocolate and the dark side of the force. So welcome, welcome. Thank you, Squad Bob. Here is your ticket. Our curse jar overfloweth. We are doing magnifique. Look at this for the year. We are doing great. Each one of these tags is either a gifted membership or memberships or super chat, and we are killing it. Unfortunately, you do have to supply your own chocolate until such time as YouTube. Yeah, forget free memberships. Free chocolate from YouTube would be awesome.
on at 10:36 that morning.
And was the scene at Haladura,
It was.
located within Clark County, Nevada?
Yes, sir.
Can I approach?
Yes.
Let me show you a few exhibits. 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. Do those all look generally familiar?
Yes, sir.
And are those all fair and accurate depictions of aerial maps of a couple of different scenes you responded to in this particular case, being the Haladura scene and Porcupine Rim?
Yes, sir.
Move to the admission of those.
No objection.
Okay, those are your minutes.
Thank you. So I'm going to start with Exhibit 9. Detective, is this the actual homicide scene that you respond to on Haladura?
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Represented by a little red flag?
Yes, sir.
When you respond to the scene, Detective, what is going on at the scene?
Well, it was an active crime scene. Obviously, I was not one of the first detectives to arrive, so I was a little behind everybody else.
Okay. Had the main, or I guess lead homicide detectives already arrived?
I believe so.
And who would that be in this case?
Detective Dennis Lozada was primary in this case.
Okay. Primary meaning he's kind of responsible for delegating duties and such?
That is correct.
But you have a role in this as well?
Yes.
You worked in a support role, essentially?
Yes.
What is it that you first do when you arrive on this particular scene?
So when I originally got called out to this, like I said, I was a little bit behind, so we were in charge of actually canvassing for video surveillance originally.
I'm going to show.
Thank you, Granny Smith. And yes, we will have the best stories of 2025 close to New Year's. You know, there are these moments where you think you're doing okay as a mom, and then you get a call from your son's middle school. And look, okay, so in his defense, the teacher was very earnest, and I do understand the school's policy. Basically, my son is getting written up in his permanent file because he made a "your mama" joke. Now, thank God for due process. Since the teacher did not actually hear said "your mama" joke, I did try to ask what said "your mama" joke was, but since the teacher didn't know, I did remind him that was hearsay. God dang it! What? Look, y'all, I am not for my son being a jerk face. I don't want him to be a jerk face. I don't want him to be rude or disrespectful. But it's middle school. Like, basically the entire context of conversation for a, late 90s kid in middle school was, the G word, calling all your friends, the G word, the gay word, and then the R word. That was basically like 90% of my conversation with my friends. So yes. And then making hysterical your mama jokes. So yes, I don't want my son to be a jerk. I don't want him to be a bully, but can we please, like, what? Your mama jokes? I give up. So yeah, he was like, I'm sorry, but your son said something inappropriate to someone about their mother. And I was like, yes, I will talk to my son about when or if it is ever appropriate to make a your mama joke. Guessing by the early 90s and Chappelle comedy show, it is totally appropriate and hilarious, but I didn't say that. So yeah. Oh, this is why I don't do a motherhood channel.
You states 11A. You recognize this?
Yes.
Is this that same Paladura neighborhood with a bunch of yellow tags on it?
Yes, it is.
Do you know if this represents the video cameras that was done by your team?
I believe so, yes.
And can you direct the jury to the area where you were responsible for?
So originally I was in charge of the Carolina Laurel area.
Okay.
Which looks like it's going to be perpendicular to Paladura.
Yeah, let me go back to 9. Carolina Laurel, is that here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that is perpendicular to the Paladura entrance. Tell us generally what a canvas entails.
Typically with the canvas, we will walk the locations in the surrounding area looking for video cameras, surveillance, ring cameras on the, next to the doors and everything. Anything that would signify that they possibly have video surveillance.
Okay. While you're doing your particular canvas of Carolina Laurel, are you called away to do something else?
Well, I made contact with a couple people on Carolina Laurel.
Oh, okay. You make contact with people. Do you remember if you yourself impounded any video from Carolina Laurel?
No, I did not.
Okay. Did you learn of any surveillance on Carolina Laurel?
I believe that there was no surveillance available.
Okay. At some point in time after your canvas, are you called away to do something else?
Yes.
What is that?
I did conduct an interview after the canvas.
With?
That would have been Devin Michaels.
Okay. So let's not get there just yet.
Okay.
At some point in time, do you make contact with a homeowner that provides a phone number for who ultimately you identify as Devin Michaels?
That is correct.
Was there another name used, or?
David Dent, I believe, was the person.
No, I mean the other name.
Oh, as far as Nikki.
Okay. Was there initially some confusion as to who Nikki was?
Yes.
And describe that a little bit.
There were multiple names being used. Nikki was one of the names that we...
And welcome, Squid Pro Quo Raiders. Welcome, welcome. We are in this dumpster fire of a case where the defense attorney is trying to, well, we're not quite sure what he's trying to do. But we're on our third witness. Looks like, well, one of the leading detectives in this case of decapitation and love triangles that stay in the family.
We learned of, and we didn't know exactly what association there was with the decedent, so that was a little bit of a navigation as far as getting through that.
Ultimately, do you receive a phone number for Nikki of 702-677-4340?
44 is 30, I believe, yes.
Oh, 4430? Okay. And do you remember contacting that number?
I did.
Did you make contact with someone who identified themselves as Nikki?
I don't remember if it was Nikki or if it was the other guy identified on the phone.
Okay. Nonetheless, do you tell that person to come back to the scene?
Yeah, yes, I request.
Request that person to come back to the scene. And that person does arrive?
Yes.
Do you see that person in court here today?
I do.
Can you please point to that person, describe something she's wearing today?
She's sitting across over here, looks like wearing a purple blouse, and I can't see the actual face.
Would the record reflect identification of the defendant? Thank you. You indicated earlier that you conduct an interview.
Yeah, Sniper, I am confused. Look, I am not a girly girl. I just pretend kind of well on screen sometimes, and that's with the help of wigs. So I can't tell if she's trying to do like the Anna Let It Go braid, or it's just a rat's nest. It looks more like a rat's nest to me, but I've never been a girly girl, so I don't know if it's supposed to look like that. I don't know if there's something as such as hobo chic. I'm not sure.
With the defendant?
I did.
Was that interview audio recorded?
It was.
Was that done in anyone else's presence?
It was.
Okay, sorry. Who else was present for that interview?
Detective Dennis Lozawa was present for that.
Okay. I want to ask you, just generally while we get it booted up, I apologize. At the time you interview the defendant, are you treating her as a suspect, a witness, an unknown? Like, how are you approaching this?
It was an unknown at that point because we really had no idea what was going on.
Okay. Did you have some preliminary information from a woman by the name of Yoko?
I believe so.
Okay. But is this more of like an information gathering, not like an interrogation of a suspect?
That is correct.
Tell us generally what's the difference between an information gathering and like a full-on interrogation.
I'd say like in an information gathering type interview, we are literally trying to solicit information as far as what's going on because we don't have all the details. I would say an interrogation would be more directed as far as the direction of questioning, possibly treating an active suspect.
Okay, so at this point you're just looking for answers and anything you can get.
I haven't
at
seen
that
him
point.
yet.
Okay. May we approach briefly?
Yes.
Are we supposed to be hearing something, or is this audio cursed as well? It is really Lego-like.
Judge, I would move for the admission of 618.
I'm sorry?
I would move for the admission of 618.
Are there any objection to 618?
No objection.
Okay, that would be admitted.
May we publish?
Yes.
I know, now I'm like, everything is awesome. Yes, I have children. I have watched the Lego movie and the Lego movie, the second one, and all the Ninjago movies. I have Legoed to the extreme. Mo, have you heard of the Jessica Parks case? No, I haven't. That might be one I need to look at. I picked this case, honest to goodness, this decapitation case, because, around the holidays, I didn't want to do any kiddo trials. I normally don't mind them, but just the holidays, I'm a nope. So I will write that down and look at it, because after the holidays, we've still got a while between the Courtney Clenny case and some of the bigger cases that are supposed to be coming out. I think Laura Owens is supposed to start at the end of, I want to say January or beginning of February. Okay, Wexford County. Michigan, what is wrong with you? Between you and Wisconsin, Indiana has never to worry about being the Florida of the Midwest, no matter that we try hard as we can to earn the title.
And this was an audio recorded interview?
Yes.
said that that is under 1505, and we're here to 26 payment. Here, and I said you need for parking here, 2698 garage.
Is anyone else getting an echo, or is it just me? Because if it's just me, I'll deal with it. But if it's you guys too, I don't know about anyone else, but it drives me near out my gourd, that slight echo delay. So we might zip through her confession if it was in fact, you know, recorded on a demonic Casio speak and spell.
So, yeah, I know we considered good already told me that Jonathan was found deceased this morning. Okay, so
Detective, we're going to pause that 46 seconds in. Judge, we have a bit of an echo going. May I inquire if the jury can actually hear what's being said? Are there any issues? Okay. Thank you.
No, jury, speak up.
Please remember, ladies and gentlemen, jury, you will have this recording with you because it's been admitted into evidence, so you will have it for your review during the deliberation.
we don't know what happened to him. That's why I want to talk to you. See, I know you were here last night. You guys are like trying to move out of the house and move back to your place across town. Yeah. So if you guys go over the last time you saw him yesterday, your guys' conversation, anything that you think is important for us to know. As of right now, like I said, we don't know anything. You know, we just need to find out and start putting things together to figure out what happened.
We spent the whole day together yesterday. We were school shopping, clothes, supplies. We loaded up the truck and we took it to my house. Unloaded it, came back here, was loading more things up. That was it. We just unloaded things. We ate, drank a little bit, smoked a little bit, but that was it. Like, nothing abnormal.
Okay. What time were you guys here last night?
Often on different times. I know, like, we left like at 9, I think. Got back, I think, at 10. And then I know I left, but I'm not sure what time. I was talking to Yoko, so she would have an idea of what time I left.
So last time you talked to Yoko was that after you talked to Yoko last night was when you left, or after that?
Shortly after that, yeah.
Okay.
Because she was cleaning up and I was cleaning, like, the bottles and stuff like that up.
Okay. And who was home at that time?
John, myself, Yoko, and Yoshida.
Okay. And then last night when you talked to Yoko, you don't remember what time that was last night, or was it this morning?
It was like midnight, 1 o'clock, I think.
Okay. Do you remember your conversation with her?
Yes.
What were you guys talking about?
We were talking about John owing her money, and she said he owes her like $200. We were talking about Andrea coming back. I know John's trying to get out before Andrea came back. And I left the keys for her for Andrea.
When was she supposed to come?
We don't know. John said it was going to be any day because she has to pick up the car before the 16th. So we know she's like supposed to be soon.
Soon, meaning within between now and the 16th?
Yes, sir.
So we don't know if she was coming today, nothing like that.
He just didn't want to be here when she got back. So we're kind of rushing to get everything moved. The majority of his stuff is at my house right now.
Okay. And then you guys were moving stuff back and forth yesterday. So what's your address?
5510 Porcupine Road.
5510. How do you spell that?
Porcupine, Porcupine, Ram, R-I-M.
And is that in Vegas?
Yes,
You know the zip?
89130.
How do you spell your first name?
D-E-B-Y-N.
Last name?
Michaels. 677-4430.
Okay. So you're moving stuff back and forth to this house, 5510 Brookline Rim.
Yes, sir.
And then from there, you came back here around maybe 10 o'clock-ish. Did you guys pack up more stuff?
Yeah, I put more stuff in my truck, and then I went and grabbed my daughter's prescription, and I went home.
Okay. But you said that John was drinking when you guys got back the last time?
Yes.
So, I guess when you got back, kind of explain what happens from there. So.
He started drinking, and he started smoking. He smoked cigarettes and weed, and he was in the garage. Yoko came down. They were kind of having an issue. She went back upstairs, and then she came back down later. That's when I was talking to her.
And then he fell asleep?
No, he was in the garage when I left.
Okay, because Yoko told us that you told her that he was asleep.
No, I said I told him to sleep it off instead of trying to drive last night.
So when you left, he was still awake?
Yes.
And what was he doing in the garage?
Smoking.
Smoking what? Yeah. And no one's in trouble for smoking weed or doing any bad drugs right now. We're worried about trying to figure out what happened to Jonathan, okay? So don't leave anything out just because you think it might get someone in trouble, okay?
It was just me.
Okay. Does he do anything else? Do you know?
No, sir. I know he smokes cigarettes and weed. I know he has drinking. He was drinking Jameson last night. I was cleaning everything up before I left.
So he's in the garage, say he's just smoking, and then you finish packing up your stuff and then you take off.
Yeah.
That's the last time. You guys text each other or call each other?
I've been texting him all morning because today was the first day of school, and he was supposed to come down to help me with the grocery register.
When was the last time you talked to him over the phone? Like text or call?
No, last time I talked to him was face-to-face.
Okay, so you didn't text him when you got back to your place saying, hey, he didn't try texting you?
I texted him, he couldn't help me from where it hurts. I texted him.
Okay. We're going to go back because, again, with my Tismy thing and the fact that the audio is super loud with the background noise, is that a mole on his ear or does he have an earpiece in?
I texted him, he couldn't help me from where it hurts.
Come on, turn your head.
I texted him.
Okay, this thing right here, is that a mole or is that an earpiece? Because it's freaking me out. And I love that my ADHD will not allow me to listen to something that has terrible audio. So I start noticing, random features of the witnesses. Also, do you think he uses a level or a protractor to get that really 90-degree cut on his beard? Because that's impressive. And it matches on both sides. I'm impressed. Along with his contouring of his cheekbones.
This was 4 this morning when I was trying to get the stuff for the girls ready for school. And I was saying, I can't find anything. And then I've just been calling and texting and haven't heard anything.
Okay. Do you know, what he does for work?
He's a handyman, so he does odd jobs here and there.
Like side jobs?
Yeah.
People just call him, and they'll just do things Mom said something about the moving and stuff. Does he move people too? So he just does any kind of odd jobs. How long has he been doing that for?
A few years.
Does he have a lot of clientele, or is it just word of mouth?
I think it's more word of mouth. I don't know his clientele. he says he puts ads up on Facebook, and he tries to drive his trailer around a lot. Like yesterday when we went
That might be
shopping, I
it.
wanted to go into my car, and he wanted to use the trailer for advertising. So
If they
That's the
to
only
his face.
I had a gig or job.
Friday. He did something on Friday. I don't know. He was moving somebody's stuff.
That's the last job that you know that he's done.
Yes, sir. He texted me for it. I don't know who it was for, but he told me how much he made and everything. But I don't know any of his friends. He talks about someone he works with named Andrew. I know David, that's the neighbor we've gone to his house. But I don't know who he works with. I don't know. I just don't know anybody of that nature. I know names.
Anybody that comes to mind where he was talking about, I owe this person some money, or hey, just be on the lookout, this guy's looking for me type of thing?
No, sir, people owe him money. Like he said, this guy, this one right here owed him money. So.
Did he own any weapons, handguns?
Yes, but they're at my house now. We took them over last night. We didn't bring the ammunition though, like, because there's no safe at my home for them. So we intentionally left the ammunition here.
Over here.
Yes, sir.
And then,
So Detective, so far you've learned a few things from Miss Michaels. She indicated that John was alive and fine when she left, correct?
Correct.
She claimed that John had some guns, but they'd been moved to her home, correct?
Correct.
She claimed she did not have a safe at her home, correct?
Correct.
I'm going to resume.
the girl is supposed to pick up this car over here.
His ex-fiance.
They were supposed to get married?
Yes, sir.
When did they break up?
They broke up, I want to say May.
Of this year?
Yes, sir.
You know why they broke up?
She was trying to get back with me, and she moved all of her stuff out. She tried to come back. It just, from what he said, he'd rather try to make it work with me versus being with her. He says that she's been trying to text him and he hasn't been answering. So. She did show up one time, like out of the blue, because I came here to take the girls to school, and she was here, and we did not expect it. But that blue car, she's supposed to be driving back to wherever she's at. But I don't know if I think it's Utah, but he said she's coming because it has something about the 16 on it, like the tax or something. And Yoko, I left the keys for Yoko just in case she did, and some will stand for her. So.
As you mentioned earlier, like your first off with bowling, you guys were trying to avoid her, because as far as her not over or showing up, is that like a constant involvement with her?
I wouldn't say
Actually, Tammy, we're actually into day 2 of the Nevada versus Devin Mitchell's trial. Unfortunately, the youngest, most ferals are out of school now for winter break. So this is a bit of an abrupt ending. Hopefully we'll have some time tomorrow. I will be hanging out tomorrow with Baker during one of his live streams tomorrow. So do keep an eye on that. And then for a bit of housekeeping, I will be on with Nick tonight for his Slightly Buzzed Law Show, and then I will be on with Shizzy for our pre-Friday night show, and then I will probably be on Friday night, but probably not super late because we are getting into the holiday craziness, weekend shenanigan, fiesta. So I don't foresee anything really, really changing next week, except I will probably not be streaming on Christmas unless I'm feeling super froggy, and I don't anticipate that. But the Friday after, Friday, I will be doing my own stream. Shizzy will be out of town. So that's kind of what the plan is. I will try to have stuff up and ready to go for us for next week. And then we might check out the park case after this. If we need another trial of shenanigan. Yeah, you can eat that. Mr. Mo's like, can I take your leftovers? And I was like, go ahead and have them. But I am being pulled away for real life shenanigans. So I am sending you guys over to, look, y'all, I'm a level with you. I cannot pronounce his name. Ikmel, something of that genre. Look, I have already butchered this man's name, not out of disrespect, out of my lack of ability to put phonics together. But he is covering something current. Let me look exactly what it is. It looks like the implosion of the Mississippi River Bridge. So, hey, that looks like a fun thing to watch, and I figured you might be a bit trialed out, so I'm sending you over there. Give him some love, let him know I sent you, and I will see you on with Nick, and then on with Shizzy, and then on with Expert tonight. So basically going to be dominating the airwaves today, like most Fridays. I'm going to rest and then get, all carved up so I can hang out with Nick and have maybe an adult beverage without pulling a Gosney and falling directly onto my desk. Bye, you guys. Thanks for joining the Petty Express. We will be off the track and on the trial probably tomorrow if I'm feeling froggy, or Sunday. So do be on the lookout for that. And then stay safe. And if I don't see you before then, have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And, stay safe and warm. This is a nice chair, Dingus. Don't claw it. Good Lord. Bye. If it's not the kids, it's the cats. Bye.